Okay, aloha class. How are you today? Good. Okay. So today we are going to learn about how to close the student achievement gap. So what is your idea how you can close the student achievement gap?
Better teaching? I don't know.
Better teaching.
Different lessons for different students who learn a certain way.
Mm-hmm. That's really good ideas too. So, if we are the teachers, so which kind of teachers we want to be?
Effective teachers that teach to the needs of our students, like individually, it's kind of going on, but Kaylee said, not every student's the same. Everyone learns differently, so everyone needs their different needs, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's exactly. Like, if we are the effective teachers, we understand we need to organize for the students, and we need to organize the classes for the students. So, first we can do some activities. So, I cut some paper here. It's a kind of small papers, but here we have a kind of like a characteristic of the effective teachers and also ineffective teachers. So, we have many papers. Each one of them are different. So you can pick some like two, maybe just two, one, two, pick, and you can put on the screen. So I have them here, and let's see, I just put it. So you can put here if you think that is effective teacher's characteristics. You can put an effective teacher part. If you feel it's ineffective teacher so characteristics, you can put the ineffective teacher. So you can choose your papers, one or two, and you can just put here. Okay, thank you. Probably was easy. Okay, so let's see the answers. So, oops. Okay, so let's see it's right or not. We have innovative planners here, and inspectional classroom is here, managers, and other critical thinking is here, and competent problem solvers here, and positive thinking is right here. So the other side is look for busy work here, and kill class time by watching movies. It's there, and expecting others to tell them what to do. And here, and using some lesson plan, same lesson plans always. It's right here. And also nothing useful ever applies. It's here. Yeah, negative thinking is right there. So, everything got. Thank you. So, I'd love to ask you now, we have those different characteristics. Okay. So what do you think? Why effective teacher influenced to student achievement?
Can you repeat the question?
So why do you think the effective teacher's characteristics influence to student achievement?
Because, well, it influences students in a way because, like, with the effective teacher side, it seems it's more about the student instead of about the teacher. It's teachers, it's a lot of selfless, that's the right term, selfless work. So that's what makes an effective teacher, and that's what helps with students with their learning and because all the time to what is done.
That's so true. Because like Nathan said, so for example, like this one, expecting others to tell them what to do. This is exactly like what Nathan said. If someone tell about it, I will do. But if, for example, if no one tell them what to do, probably they never do. So it doesn't matter do or not for the person, the ineffective teacher. But if we think what we are going to do ourselves, it's also effective to the school students and also in class. So today I have objective. So can you read this? Mele, can you read this?
You are going to identify the characteristics of effective teachers and effective teachers and ineffective teachers. Explain how teachers' characteristics influence to the students' achievement. Are able to think of ways that can implement the methods of being effective teachers.
Thank you. So these rules are so important to understand how we can be the effective teachers. So, yeah, I have the seats that I showed in PowerPoint. So, effective teacher and ineffective teacher. So, I will ask you to pick the characteristic of effective teacher from the list, which you like the most. And then, so you can try to think about past that you met some teacher had that characteristics. And can you share the experience or can you share that about the teacher, which kind of person she or he was?
For one of these.
So you can try to pick from the list.
I think I'm fine. Is it okay? I can show you. So the adopting critical thinking, that just reminds me, you want me to tell you about a teacher?
Yeah.
So my AP literature teacher in my senior year, she always had us like think outside the box and not follow along like what we're supposed to say or what we're supposed to think. She like made us think deeply about how we really felt about subjects and like not taking other ideas just as our own, thinking of our own ideas and stuff like that.
That's nice teacher, yeah.
How did she do that? Do you remember? Like specifically?
Mostly she just like asked us like questions that were really think about humanity and like why humans act the way they do, and
Like follow-up questions or a little bit different questions?
kind of more like discussion questions, like especially with the novels we were reading, like Lord of the Flies and I don't know if you've read Beloved, just like those books that really like dig at like what humans believe and why we act the way we do, and we would just discuss like why we thought the way we did. That's pretty cool.
That's nice. Is there anyone to share?
Only examples of effective or ineffective?
Just now it's effective.
Well, I guess one would be in my high school senior English class. One of my teachers, like, he had really, I guess, an example of positive thinking. I mean, I think a lot of teachers are positive thinking. Like, they never think like, oh, like you can't learn. Like with us, he saw that a lot of the students did improvement with their writings and stuff like that, but he always gave us encouragement either verbally or like he just write it down on our assignments, like you're doing really good. It's like those little notes itself like help us as students and felt like, okay, we can do it. It's better to get like a little note than just like a grade that says like you got 20 out of 30 or, but it doesn't explain why, it's like how you can improve.
That's a nice idea. Like when we are teachers, sometimes because the students are a lot, so we need to grade a lot of things like going on and put the numbers. But like Nathan's teacher, he or she, I don't know which one, he was like giving the ideas how they can achieve or how they can improve for the goals. So that's really good teacher, I can feel. And how about the ineffective teacher?
Yeah, I have an example. Let's see. I was a sophomore in high school, maybe freshman. My English teacher was sophomore year. She was hilarious because she just did not know how to control her students at all. And it's teenagers. Like, of course, what do you expect? They're going to be running wild, especially the boys. And she hated our class because they were so bad. And she was a decent teacher. She just didn't know how to take control, or she never really switched up her lesson plan. She didn't really get anyone's attention, and she'd just get mad. It's like, well, you're not going to set rules and boundaries and just let the kids walk all over you, then it's not going to be.
Yeah, that's really hard. Do you have any like teacher?
I had a history teacher in 7th grade. I liked him, he was a lot of fun, but his class, we started out doing like, we have 3 questions we had to answer from a reading, and then he'd sit there and lecture for about 10 minutes and then we'd watch a video for the rest of the time. It was an easy A, but it was a kind of a lazy way to do it.
Like, exactly, it says queuing class time, but what you will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some teacher do, some teacher does because he or she wants to like have some experience to watching the movie. Maybe we can get some ideas from the movies, but like we feel that it's kind of not so effective to improve ourselves because the class has a subject, and if we don't understand about the subject, it doesn't matter. Like we pay for it to study, and we need to know about the subject. So the things that we need to, like the teacher needs to feel or think about it. So, and I love to share some quotes that here. So teachers do not want programs. They want achieve for their students. So this is we need to think about for the students when we are teachers, because we are not just teaching about the subject. The students are each individuals, and also you are a human, and you need to think as well, and you need to memorize or remember the things which you learn. So, and so now, one more things I love to share is this one. So observations are a little bit small, but Brooke, can you read those
Sure.
things?
Most effective teachers can provide 9 months of more learning than ineffective teachers. Teacher expertise accounts for a greater difference in student performance, 40% than any other factor. Teacher quality accounts for more than 90% of the variation in students' achievement. As teachers' effectiveness increases, lower achieving students are the first
So what do you think about these things?
Being an effective teacher helps your students more than it helps anyone else.
Yeah, I think too.
And I think a lot, like, it's dependent on the teacher. Like, if the teacher's a terrible teacher, then, like the teacher, say, goes downhill, then, like, pretty much the whole class is gonna go down
Yeah.
with him or her. So a teacher, like, it's a very important job and it's something to take serious.
I feel like Brother Shoot always says like if your students aren't learning, then it's not that your students are dumb or that they're just not understanding. It's that you're not being an effective teacher.
Exactly. Like the teachers has big responsibility. When I look for these things, I really felt we have a big responsibility to teach students. Especially now we are the like, elementary education major or sometimes secondary education major. So we have really, really big responsibility to raise the children to understand how they can achieve the goals. And so, and last part, I pass out the paper, the 6 effective teacher characteristics, ineffective teacher characteristics. So I will divide by 2 groups, maybe like a group, and so you can do the effective teacher and you can do the ineffective teacher part, so 2 of you, and try to make scenario about 3 minutes each, and like who is acting about effective teacher and who is acting ineffective teacher, and one can be student and one can be a teacher, and you're going to switch the scenario, so you can try to think about how they can perform, how they can role play. Okay, so you're effective and you're ineffective. So just maybe I can give 2 minutes or 3 minutes for preparing the story, so you can make a scenario. And you can choose the characteristic if you need. So you can just use those characteristics to teach the students.
Should we only do one if you're ineffective?
Oh no,
I think we're doing ineffective and one else is teachers.
So you're effective in
Okay.
you are going to make effective teacher and ineffective teacher, but you are going to act the effective teacher and ineffective teacher.
Okay, so should we
Just
just
switch
like
the
script?
scenarios after.
oh.
So you are going to make the scenario for them.
Okay.
So they don't need to think about.
Okay. We'll just do like script, yeah. Let's just choose so we can put it all. Okay, students.
So maybe you notice like a pattern, like what are the words I'm missing up, maybe I'm like switching my vowels or you know, it's like something like
Yeah, this is
and
science
it could be
class.
like 3 weeks later, and she did from 2 out of 10 to 8 out of 10.
Okay.
But
Because I want to do one more specific. Okay. So, I'm just saying for that to teach it, right?
so let's
So should I say? Maybe it's 2 out of 10. Or is it one of them sheets too? You guys just doing scripts too? Yeah.
Teacher Kaylee has been noticing that her student Aubrey
Let's see.
has struggling with her spelling test in the past. That's my narration of it.
Yeah.
to work on it with her. It'll be to like magically go up. So maybe like
Maybe like he spends half an hour or so after or like during lunch or
crossword.
testing with some.
Can you finish about a minute? Is that
Yeah.
fine? Or we need to have more time? About a minute.
Disney characters.
Teacher loves it, yeah, I guess. How does that apply? Don't argue with the teacher.
Okay, about 30 seconds. Count it out.
We're good.
Thank you. Okay, so you can switch the scenario and which one? Who are you going to first?
Me and Aubrey will go first.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. We can talk about this.
Sorry, it's kind of messy, but it's sort of my narration. That's alright. Okay, well, I'll just give it to you like after having reading it. Teacher Kaylee has been noticing that her student Aubrey has been getting a 2 out of 10 on her spelling test, so she spends a half an hour during lunch to work on vocabulary. I read the last sentence. Sorry.
1 month later, Aubrey received an 8 out of 10 on her spelling test.
Oh yeah, Aubrey.
This one person is the teacher.
Okay. That's
Alright,
right.
you want to be teacher or student?
I don't care. Oh, get up there, you guys. This is a scenario.
I'll be student. Okay.
Welcome, students. Today we are going to watch Tangled.
But this is medical anatomy.
Well, no one gave me a lesson plan, so this is what we're going to do.
Why didn't you make a lesson plan?
I didn't have time. The game was on last night.
Teacher. What are we doing after the movie?
I have a crossword puzzle on different Disney characters.
How does that apply to science?
Don't argue, I'm the teacher. End of the year test.
I failed the standardized test.
Okay, thank you. It was big. It's funny. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, like, we feel that it's different. Effective teacher and ineffective teacher, how they teach, and how the student acts as well. So, I have some story or some like short explanation about successful teachers. I'd love to share some of them. So first is Elizabeth Brooks or something like that. Yeah. Middle school teacher. These teachers alternated education students in a high poverty school who are typically 1 to 3 years behind their peers. Yet she has no major problems. Her students are successful and she is basically stress-free. Yeah, that's really important for the students being stress-free because we understand that, especially that we are in Hawaii, we are kind of diverse and students are from all over the world and each student learn different ways, especially like Japanese, American, or like Latino, or from Europe. We study different ways. So the teacher needs to adapt how they are going to teach, but she is also teaching about a different education program, but she's stress-free. So we need to have something that how we can be stress-free. Like, so we need to have some ideas how we can be stress-free as well. And one more story about Juliet Johnson, elementary school teacher. Julie has been teaching for many years and she's never had problems getting her students to do their assignments. Her students beg to be tested. That's really impressed. I was so impressed that they never had a problem. I'm thinking how she was, yeah, she's doing that. But, so as we think how we can be the effective teachers, that we always focus on the students and we always think about how the student can achieve the goals. So as we are effective teachers, we are also successful teachers. So we can try to be successful teachers as well. And the students can achieve their goals. So this is today's lesson. Do you have any questions? No? Thank you.